Just a quick tip for adding a second monitor to computer software on Windows 10 or 11. I'm running automation software for Model Railways. It could be anything, it could be graphics, could be just a second monitor in general just for doing extra things on. You've got to have a dual port output graphics video card. Most fairly decent graphics cards on computers have two outputs. So I've got one output. The main output is for the Sony, and the secondary output for the Samsung on the right hand side, which is in portrait mode. So anyway, to set up the monitors, you right click, yeah, I'll just get out of this a minute. Right click, go into settings, display settings, and then when you plug the monitors in via the cables, etc., they'll show up on this box. Number 1 is a Sony, number 2 is a Samsung. So that's all fine and it all works, but there's a really important tip you've got to do, is to align the monitors correctly in synchronization. So when your arrow is going across from one monitor to another, see how that arrow jumped up and down? That's lined up incorrectly, and the software won't work correctly. If it's like that, you'll come into eventually you'll come into a problem where you'll lose boxes or things just won't work right and smoothly enough. You can see that arrow I've deliberately set this up wrong, where the screens are out of synchronization. Even if I straighten that right hand box up, let's get rid of the dispatcher window. Let's add a new dispatcher window. On the main screen, I'll drag it across onto the right hand screen, and that all works fine. Open the box up, but the arrow and the cursor is not, as you can see when I drag it from left to right, it's there and it'll jump right down. That's really out of synchronization and alignment, quite bad. So to get around that, go into the settings and you'll see the boxes for the TVs or monitors. I'm using a TV, a Sony TV, and I'm using a monitor together. So number 2 box is the right hand screen, so I'm going to shift that, or you could probably shift the main monitor down a bit, and when you move these boxes around, it's sort of moving them around in sort of cyberspace really inside the computer, so they will be aligned properly when you move the mouse from one side to another. So when you think you've got them central, press apply and it'll shift that screen, and you can see the arrow on the right hand side is at the Samsung G. When I bring it across, it's dropping down, so I need to move that monitor number 2 up, apply, and you can see now it's perfect. Slightly out, just a tudge, and it's only a tiny amount of adjustment you need to do. Now that's still not 100%. Let's have a look at that. Nearly. Yeah, that's good. Each time you do it, you've got to save apply setting. So now you can see the arrow is perfectly aligned with the right hand monitor. That's really important to do when you're running software, like especially Train Controller. So you can see the right hand screen now is out of alignment because I've adjusted where that monitor should be, and I'll readjust that screen now, the dispatcher screen, and yeah, that's all looking good. There we go. So now everything is aligned really nice, so you won't have any problems running the software then, because you can run into problems if the screens are out of synchronization. You can lose boxes and you can't get them back. Really difficult to get them back if they go off screen and you can't get to it with the mouse. Another thing is to have the resolutions at the highest possible as well on both screens when you're running this software. And when you press a dialog box, for example, it'll come up on that screen. If you have the resolution too low, that box there will come up, probably come up on this screen here, if you have the resolution too low. So you have the resolutions high on both screens, and that's it really. It's just a quick tip for adding a second monitor on Windows 10 or 11 probably, running various types of software. Okay, thanks for watching.